What is going on, guys? Covops here, bringing you another raw gameplay, random ass Wednesdays. We'll be talking about my SCUF controller and some chemtrails. So strap in, guys. Here we go. All right, this gameplay is using a 5.7, playing a little hardcore TDM, and I think I go 34-9. And honestly, I'm surprised I died 9 times because these guys are just horrible. They're awful. And you might see me shoot a lot, like just randomly shooting at people and they don't get any hit markers. The hit detection is just really bad in this game for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, let's get right into it. So I wanted to get a SCUF controller a few weeks back, and I ordered it online, came in the mail, and you know, before I got it, I was asking advice from my buddy, Crazy Snowboarder. He's got his YouTube channel on here. I'll put the link in the description. It's pretty funny. He's got a lot of good shit, so be sure to check him out. So I'm asking him, I'm like, you know, what do you recommend? Should I get the domed thumbsticks or the concave? And he said he loves the dome. He loves domed. So I said, all right, well, I definitely want to get the domed for my left thumbstick because I'm a run and gunner, and my left thumb gets like a callus on it when I run and gun too much because all I do is press down on that. I'm constantly running. If you watch my gameplays, you know already. So anyway, I get the left thumbstick domed, which is perfect. I don't get a callus anymore. My thumb feels so much more comfortable. It's great. But the right thumbstick, I was having a lot of problems with the first week I had it. I gave it a week to try to get used to it. I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. So what I did was I said to myself, well, let's fix this. Let's remedy this. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a smart guy. I'm pretty tech savvy sometimes. I could do some shit. So anyway, I was like, I decided to take out my SCUF controller, take it apart, and put the concave thumbstick from my old Xbox controller and switch it out. You know, pull the old switcheroo, no problem. Easy, 1, 2, 3, right? Nope, wrong. So open up my SCUF controller, and there's a circuit board inside the controller. And when you open up your controller, it's supposed to stay on the bottom half of the controller when you open it up. This time it didn't. It stayed on the top half, which was a problem because I have 2 paddles on the back of my SCUF controller. One is for crouch and one is for melee. The right one is for melee. Now, I open it up and I'm trying for like 20 minutes to try to get the top of my controller to separate from this circuit board because I just need I can't take out the right paddle, I mean the right thumbstick without putting the circuit board on the bottom. So there's these 2 little wires that are attached to each paddle, and wouldn't you know, the one for the right paddle broke. Both wires came right off. I mean, I guess I could solder them together eventually, but to be honest, I don't really need the melee one on the right paddle because I was hitting it too much. I would get excited and grab my controller too hard when I'm running around, and I would just knife thin air, which is really, really annoying. So I can live without it. I got really, really lucky that I didn't mess it up majorly, but it was kind of a waste of money to even get the paddle there in the first place. So, yes, I took a SCUF controller that's worth 100 and X amount of money and opened it up the first week I had it and broke it. That was really fun, really smart on my part, Cove. Just take this controller and just screw with it. That's really, really smart. I guess I'm not as tech savvy as I thought I was. So, anyway, let's get right into the next convo. Talk about some chemtrails. You guys ever heard of chemtrails? There's a difference between chemtrails and contrails, okay? Contrails are like the natural mists, kind of like, it's kind of like a cloud that comes off an airplane when it's flying. It eventually disperses and evaporates into the atmosphere or whatever. Chemtrails seem to stay in the sky all day long. Now, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of conspiracy theories about chemtrails. It's a government plot to control the weather. Goes along with HARP, if you guys ever heard of HARP. It's kind of like crazy shit. People think that maybe HARP had something to do with Katrina. I don't know, a little speculation. Conspiracy theories, you know? I don't want to get into too many conspiracy theories. That could be a whole hour-long discussion. I'm sure you guys have heard about that stuff before. So anyway, I want to tell you a little story about when I was working one night. I was working in a prison in a wall tower right on the Hudson River. Okay? Now, I worked overnight in this wall tower, and there was not a cloud in the sky. It was a gorgeous night. I don't remember how warm it was. I think it was around fall time. So it was cool. You know, it was a nice cool night. No breeze, no wind, no clouds, just a perfect night and a full moon. It lit up the entire ground, everything. It lit up everything. I didn't even need a flashlight. It just lit everything up. It was like having the sun out. So I look up at one point in the night, maybe around midnight, and I see a plane fly way over the Hudson River. And the only reason I know I saw the plane is because I could see the chemtrail coming off the back of it. Because it's enlightened, it's illuminated by the full moon. So it's clear as day. I could see this long, straight, white chemtrail coming off this plane. And I kind of keep an eye on it, not thinking too much of it. And about an hour later, I still see this chemtrail. It's pretty much in the same spot, but it's getting closer. Closer and closer to the ground. I said, well, this is kind of odd. Like I said, there was no wind. Nothing was going on. So what ended up happening was I watched this chemtrail come down over the entire prison. It kept coming down. Like, I closed the windows in the wall tower because I didn't know what the hell was in this. I'm thinking to myself, this is not natural. This is not a natural thing for just the entrails of a plane to come all the way down to the earth, to the ground, and touch ground. It kind of struck me as being a little odd. So anyway, I watched this. It probably took it took a few hours. It took quite a few hours, but I watched it come straight down, and when it came down, it was like a mist. It was some creepy white mist that just engulfed the entire prison, and that kind of has me freaked out. So if you guys ever see those chemtrails, be careful. All right? You never know what's in them. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.